This is Tammy C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are Reality. I create this channel to provide light and love. How are you doing? I'm doing really good. Today, I want to leave you some tips on how to be happy. Before I get to the tips, I'm going to say a little bit before that. And I want to say thank you, new subscriber, Sonia, and anybody else that has subscribed. Thank you for sharing, for your lovely, lovely comments and compliments all the way from Liverpool. People all over watch my videos. That makes me so happy. I appreciate you all so much. Okay, so happiness, regardless of our salary, regardless of our color, regardless of our gender, regardless of anything, we want to be happy. Most people will tell you that. Happiness looks like to some, this is one of the most popular ones. If I just had $1 million, I would be happy, aka 600,000, because you know Uncle Sam IRS is going to snatch that 400,000 off the top. What will you do with that 600,000? Will you buy a home? If you buy a home, is it going to be a big house that takes mostly all of that money away? Then you're not going to be happy again. Are you going to buy a smaller home and use another piece from a nice car, and which is still going to take quite a bit? Will you be happy? Will you take that 600,000, invest it in investment property, and have some income coming back? Will you take that money and start your own business? Will you take that money and save some of it and go back to school? Will you take that money and maybe start a franchise? Not start a franchise, but get a franchise going. There's so many things you could do. Now, I was thinking for me, I'm like, I'll do other stuff with definitely pay off my debt. But what about giving back to some inner city kids that never been to the zoo? Like somebody told me today, they never been to the zoo. Or teach my different kids, some different people in the inner city, some kids I would love to teach them tennis. A lot of inner city kids are not exposed to that. Have Chicago Fire come back out and teach some kids soccer. Like that's a nice way to use some of the money. You don't have to use a lot of it, but to use some of it to give back, I think for me that will really warm their hearts. But it also will help me. So sometimes when you get a little money, it's nice to share it with those less fortunate. That's how I think I would want to spend mine. But to each his own. Everybody would use that money how they fit. But does money really make us happy? I mean, I'd rather have it than not, but it's not the be all. It's still other factors. A lot of millionaires that's miserable. So some of us say, oh, I'll be happy when I get my new house until you get their mortgage or until you have to buy the new HVAC system or you got to put the roof on there. Are you still happy? We're happy at first until we have to start pouring money into things or until it wears off. Sometimes it wears off. Oh, I'll be happy when I get my new guy. Wait a minute. I think he's at the door right now with some flowers. Okay, he's here with flowers and then he's gone. Now I'm not happy again. So our happiness can't be contingent upon somebody being with us. You're never going to be happy. And I talk about that all the time because there are people who are not happy alone. They just got to have somebody. And that's really unhealthy. I'm not saying be by yourself. Hell, I don't even want to be by myself half the time. But this is the life God gave me for now. So I have a responsibility to myself to look myself in the mirror every day. And I got to be happy anyhow. I've been married before and was miserable. I mean, hated every day. Every day I woke up, I hated it. So none of these things guarantee happiness. To me, happiness can be fleeting at times. It's like you're chasing something. Happy is the lady who wanted a baby. She gets the baby. Now the baby won't stop crying. She can't get no sleep. Now she's not happy again. But you know what I'm saying? It's always a variable. That's just how I feel about it. But you can find ways to sustain happiness or I do routines. Now that's what keeps me in a happier state than more than not. I'm just going to give you some that are listed and some that I do. I'll tell you the ones I do. Alrighty now. What about this one? Smile. It really feels good to smile. You see someone and you smile at them, and that's going to make you feel better about yourself versus having a somber look. That really changes how you feel. Let me see what else they said. Oh, number 2, exercise. I just keep pulling them 3 flights of stairs over and over all day. I go up and down those stairs because I know, God forbid, if I don't get no exercise no other way, 3 flights of stairs times three, that's giving me some good cardio. And I just keep doing them stairs or walk the halls real far. Then I just do a lot of walking. Try to do 10,000 steps a day. I try. Let's see where I'm at. I'm at 7.8. So I'm almost at 8,000. I'm gonna get 10,000 today. So that is some good exercise. Take a walk around the block after dinner. I love to see people do that. Or sign up for a beginner yoga class. I took a yoga class a couple years ago. It was really good. Those students in that class were older than me. They were getting down. Those ladies, you knew they had been doing yoga for a while. They were amazing. Oh, this is a good one. Start your day with 5 minutes of stretching. Stretching is huge. Get plenty of sleep. Oh, I'm of the worst sleeper ever. But I was getting sick yesterday. I had some chills. I felt some body aches. And honey, I slept for 9. I can't find I got a new Fitbit, by the way. I can't find yesterday's numbers. I'll be like dialing. I don't want to do that to y'all. But I got 9 hours of sleep. So me, I need like 6 and I'm good. But if I do 7 or 8, that's even better. I do notice when I get sleep, of course, I feel much better. Get your sleep. They want you to get 7 hours, 7 to 8. Try if you can. Like I said, 6 is good for me. I'm not gonna read that one because I don't even do that one. Practice gratitude. Just walk into your car, walk into your SUV, whatever you drive. Thank you, God, I have legs to walk. Looking in my refrigerator, I didn't even buy that many groceries. I just bought a few groceries. It's packed out. I was like, God, now I got all this stuff in here. That's a blessing to be able to put a whole bunch of food in. Not even a whole bunch of food, but it looks quite full, and that's a blessing to have somewhere, a nice place to live, to have income. Nobody's giving us nothing. We work hard for that money. I know I am. But at least we have it, and being grateful. Just being grateful. I go out for lunch yesterday with my sweet, sweet friend that I used to work with. She said, Tammy, I got this. She took the bill. Just give me just leave a tip. I wasn't even expecting that. So those are reasons to be grateful. Like I saw one of my coworkers today I don't get to see. I work at a school and I'm on the 3rd floor. They're on the 1st. I saw a lady, I don't get to see her much. She works with the smaller kids. And she had a new hairstyle. I said, I love your hair. So her hair was so cute. Give a compliment and be sincere about it. What about when you really get worked up? Somebody just get on your last nerve. I know it happens. It happens to me. Breathe in deep and blow that out. Breathe in and blow it out. And just loosen up your shoulders. Let those shoulders down. You're tense. Your shoulders are tight. You feel as though you just might lose it. Don't you feel like that in that car? Somebody cut you off, or at work, somebody just get on your nerve, or sometimes your partner or your kids, or you be like, oh my God. Sometimes I just turn my phone off. I be like, I'm out. I just need an hour to. I don't want to hear no problems. I just turn my phone off. I need an hour to myself, and it really does a lot. It really changes my mood. But that deep breathing is everything. So if you're having a hard time, try to go slow. Try counting to 5 in your head with each inhale and exhale. Let's do it. Blow that back out. And do that over and over. You might start feeling a little dizzy or lightheaded. Don't worry about it. You okay. You're okay. What about being honest with yourself and acknowledging unhappy moments? Okay, like coming up for me, I try not to dwell on it. I don't. I really don't. It's the anniversary of my mom's passing coming up. I know that date. Her birthday was last month, and I know those dates. But I try not to. For me, I try not to dwell on it. It doesn't do me any good. But I always acknowledge that day, and I always think about my mom every day. My dad. I think about my parents all the time. But I know that day is coming. So acknowledge, like, this is a day, I lost my mom, and it was a tough day, and acknowledge that. Or acknowledge, after a breakup, how sad you feel. Oh God, you have the craziest thoughts after a breakup. I don't do good after a bad one, somebody I really, really love. Oh, God. And I've even done it with people I really didn't even love, thought I did. But it was more or less ego or rejection. Rejection don't feel good. And you can really feel low after you're rejected. But acknowledge that. I feel pretty sad now. I feel lonely. I feel alone. When you acknowledge it, you can process it and you can move past it. Do you all agree about that? If you get some bad news, if you make a mistake, don't you hate that you doing good, then you go do something done? You be like, God, I gotta start back over, and you just beat yourself up. Sometimes you just wake up, you be like, this ain't it. This ain't it today. I'm not in a good mood. You don't even have a reason why. You be like, I just want to go back to bed. I just don't want to get in the car and drive. I just don't want to get on that Zoom meeting. I just don't want to be bothered today. Some days you just are like that, and it's okay. When I get like that, I'll be like, tomorrow gonna be better. Tomorrow gonna be better. And it usually is. Or sometimes once I get moving, I'll be like, it's not that bad today. Does that happen to you? Keep a journal. You all know. Anybody follow my channel, y'all already know how your girl roll. I've been saying the same stuff for years and years. That's empty page. But trust and believe. I done wrote plenty of stuff in this here journal. I am journal queen. Here I go, standing on business. That's what I wrote on one page. Standing on business. We need to take care of business, and that means making good decisions. Yeah, and I went on saying some just writing some stuff. Standing on business, you all. Yeah, I'm always journaling. Got a new one. Getting ready to kick it off. Journal. Organize your thoughts. Analyze your feelings. Make plans. And I like writing my goals. I don't put no date. Like I'm gonna finish this by this. Nope. I just say I want to travel more. I might name the places. I got to get my LCSW license. I want to start my own therapy practice. I want to go to this concert. I write it down and I start writing the same stuff over and over and over. What about facing stress? They say face it head on. Do you all agree? Life is full of stressors. Lord have mercy. It's impossible to avoid them all. Whew. Sometimes it's so much, especially financial stress. And for me, health. I don't like health challenges. That really is, it's really a scary one because you don't know the outcome. You cannot control that. You can pay off a bill. You can't control heartbreak. So those are tough ones. You surely can't control somebody passing away. And those are hard stressors rather, to face. How do we deal with them? This is why I'm all sunken up. Look at me. What the? That's why it's so important to be positive because a rainy day will come. Something is going to come and trip you up. If you start off negative when something bad happens, you're not going to be able to deal with it. You're just going to go further down. When you're positive, when something tragic happens or when something bad happens, you can withstand the test of time. Nobody's going to be doing dancing jig if somebody passes that's close to you. Nobody's happy to get heartbroken. Nobody's happy to get a bad health diagnosis. But if your head is on straight, you can comprehend it better. I had somebody tell me this today, not a client. And she said her mother passed when she was 20 something, in her early 20s. And she said her mother always prepared her for things. So due to her mother passing away when she was 20 something, she had younger siblings, 13 and 14 years old, or either 13 or 15, something like that. She had to raise those kids. And she said, but because her mom prepared her, she always instilled in her values and order. And she said, I was hurt when my mom died, but I was able to raise my siblings. Blew me away, blew me clean away. So you got to start from a positive, because if you start from a deficit, when something bad happens, you're just going to collapse. And this happens to some of the most, what you would deem strong people. Go to church, pray, read their Bible. As soon as something bad happens, they fall apart. And maybe some they don't do as much praying and reading their Bible, but on the outside they appear very strong. As soon as something happens, They done. They can't talk on the phone. They just shut down. So we never know how we're going to respond to tragedy and tough times until they hit us. But we got to start from a positive spot versus starting from a negative. So these are some of the ways you can be happy. But to be very honest with you, you've got to find your own way. You got to find what makes you happy. What works for me don't work for you. Me is journaling, meditation, praying, listening to sermons, um, drinking my coffee, reading positive books, watching positive stuff on YouTube. Those 6, 7 things, taking my vitamins, all of that stuff, and doing my facial regimen. All this stuff keeps me happy daily. But that might not work for you. Yours might be weightlifting. I keep hearing about how powerful weightlifting is. It may be prayer and something else. It may be yoga. Find your niche. Find what makes you happy. Please don't just work, work, work and shut your social life down. Connect with those you love. Even if you have a great job, even if you're busy working, don't make that your everything. Connect. And to me, one of the number one things that keep me happy, you got to have good boundaries. If you let people run all over you or you doing things you hate and you don't want to do and you don't have a voice, I don't know how people do that. You got to have boundaries or you're going to have chaos all around you. And it doesn't look good. It's not attractive. Have boundaries. That's all a part of our self-worth and self-esteem. You can sit up a little higher when you can speak your truth. I just want to look in that mirror every day and know that I gave myself my all. I have a responsibility to myself to be happy. I owe that to me, and you owe it to you. I'm out of here, you all. Bobby Brown, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. All right. Everything is working out for my highest good. All is well. All is well for you. Everything is working out for your highest good. Bye.